Alright, so this video here is about my new room and what I've done to modify it. Now, the last time that we talked about this, there were a lot of different things here. One, the entire room was a beige color, and I had laminate floors, and those were the two major things. We completely replaced the laminate with carpet squares, and the paint has been changed out from being a beige color to being this dark gray color, which is called mined coal. So just from a looks perspective and from a sound perspective, there's a lot of changes. Now, I'm also now using a new camera to record instead of that lousy webcam. Now, still getting used to this, so I'm sure this video is going to be a little bit jumpy. So what I want to do is I want to give you a quick walkthrough on what the new room looks like. There have been some physical changes to the room, and I primarily made them because I wanted to make the room more functional when I walk into it, and also just to get myself out of being in the corner, which is where I was before, and then to finish out some of the projects that had been started, like, for example, back there behind me, that in my other videos right there was an unfinished doorway where you could see some sheetrock work going on. Okay, so I'm going to come back out of the room and I'm going to turn you around, and this is how we enter the room here. Alright, so this is coming in the entryway, and in here we have just a kind of a closet, basically, and this is behind a hidden door out there, so nobody knows where I am. So when we come into the room now, instead of where I was in the corner before, over here, now we are in the middle of the room. So I've got my desk pretty much, kind of a little off center, but more or less centered. And then we're going around over here, and I've moved the drums into the corner. So the main reason why I did this, and you can kind of see if I move my chair out of the way, when you come into the room, you are walking right into my production area. So here we've got my MIDI keyboard is now on a separate stand. I've got my hand sonic right here so I can use it. I've got my vocal mic, which is on one of these articulating arms, so I can actually get it over here where I need it, or I can even, bring it up into standing position like that. This little arm I think was $39. Great use of my money. You can see right here, I've actually got a tripod that this camera can go on for when I'm doing recordings and whatnot. Got a couple of new lights there, and over there behind, this one's been around. And then, my layout on my keyboard has changed, and this I'm still getting used to, but I think it's functional. We've got the FaderPort over here. Got the console one there, gaming keyboard, gaming mouse. This underneath the desk, we've got my subwoofer there, and then the tower computer over there. And then over to the right, rather than having all this rack mount gear stuck up on my desktop, I built a little cabinet here. So I've got my Studio 1824 and the Behringer 8200 there. And then above, we have the Pro Mimic Pro coming around to the transport to remotely control while I'm playing the drums. I've got my sound panels on the wall still, and those help for the sound in the room in general, but also for reducing the amount of reflection of these pads going off into the other side of the house. And so then I've got my electronic kit here. Behind me I have a couple of guitars. And over here on this wall, you can see I've got my other guitars that were there before. And then I've got a storage cabinet over there in the corner that has been restained to be black instead of being the honey oak color that it was before. So again, lots of changes in the room. I've actually added a green screen that's kind of rolled down there as well, so I can do more fun things. And this this accent wall here that was done with kind of a shiplap look to it. But a lot of things that were done aesthetically just to make the room new and to give myself a little bit more inspiration, but also to get myself again out of the corner and to make it so when I walk in the room, I can walk right to my computer, I can walk right to my drums, and I'm not having to walk around the whole room to get to those things. Hope this video has been useful to you. Maybe you have got some inspiration out of it to take a look at your own room and see what you can do with it. Not a lot of expense here. These carpet tiles we got on super discount from a warehouse store. The paint, we've used 1 can of paint in here. Spent a lot of time, but aside from that, that's pretty much it. Not a lot in the way of money. The only other thing that I did in here that's pretty cool is I put in this dimmer. And this dimmer automatically turns on, so I'm going to dim the light here. But it's a motion detection light, so when I walk into the room, I actually have that light come on automatically, and it's a nice dark room with the dark walls and everything, so it's very conducive for me to being able to get stuff done without being overwhelmed with light. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video and this little walkthrough of my new layout, and you know, as always, like, subscribe, share, whatever it is that you're going to do. Have a great night.